Have girlfriends or boyfriends that go through their partner's text messages and they read something and the person was like, I didn't say that. Or somebody will get a text from somebody and they'll say, I didn't say that, right? I have evidence that this is actually happening, that texts are being messed with in transit, in the pipe. And this is not speech to text. This is showing up on the phone, the sent phone, as exactly what the person sent. And it showed up as something else completely. This person who I know, and I know it's very real, sent their coworker a text. What I did was I edited out the name, the first name of the person, just to be cool. And the text says, well, his time clock said he was late, but blank asked whoever was in charge of him today, and they said he was there at 9. He punched in at 9:07, so he was probably there at 9 exactly. And a couple minutes later, they get a text back from the person that they sent it to, and it says, who was out being a prick? And this person that I know texted them back and said, wait, what are you talking about? Who was out being a prick? Now let me show you this. This is the text that was sent, right? And this is a screen cap of the text that was sent to them. And it is almost identical. It says, well, his time clock said that he was late, but blank asked whoever was in charge of him today, and they said he was there at 9. He punched in at 9:07, so in the original it says, so he was probably there at 9 exactly. But the altered text message that the person got says, so he was out and he's still being a prick to a coworker about a coworker. Think about that. And then they responded here, that's weird, not what I text. What the F? This happened to me years ago, and I was telling the person I did not text that, man. And they didn't believe me. They were like, well, how can that happen? Right? Well, it's happening. Notice that it's not like just jumbled words. It is totally and completely negative. So instead of, so he was probably there at 9 exactly, it is changed to, so he was out and he's still being a prick. That is very, very dangerous. That can get somebody fired or get them in trouble at the very least. Be careful of this. This is really happening and it's legit. I saw it. I went over the texts myself, checked it out. It is happening to people, and it is real. And pay close attention to the fact that just like what I've talked about in the past, for example, people who have been attacked with voice of God weapons, it's all negative. Everything is either negative or talking about surveillance on the person. Well, what came through in this text changed, so he was probably there at 9 exactly, to so he was out and he's still being a prick. It's negative. It's not jumbled letters. It's not an accident. It was intentionally changed to something negative. You have to realize that. That is intent. Something is at work here.